IslandHotTubs&Pools, and in this video segment you're going to learn about your sand filter and how to properly backwash, as well as all those little fittings and components that are on your filter head.
The next piece of equipment after your pump is going to be your sand filter. This big tank is filled with sand that's going to filter out all the small debris and particles in your water and help keep the water clean and clear. So on your filter head, there are a few different connection points that we're going to talk about, as well as the different settings on your filter and how to backwash. So the first attachment we're going to talk about is your pressure gauge. So on your pressure gauge, normally it reads between 8 to 12, but this differs depending on each and every pool. So usually whenever you get your pool started up, you're just going to monitor it and see if it stays around the same number. If it tends to go a little bit higher, usually that's an indication that you need the backwash. So the next component we're going to talk about is your sight glass. Now with your sight glass, this is important when you're doing your backwashing, and we'll show this. So with your sight glass, it's going to indicate when you're going to stop your backwashing process. It's going to fill up with water while you're backwashing, and this is going to show you how dirty the components of the filter are, so that whenever it starts to come clear, then you know it's time to stop backwashing. So at the bottom of your sand filter, down at the base, you're going to have a drain cap. This drain cap, you want to make sure is on securely. You're only going to remove it if you're doing a sand change or if you're closing your pool for the season. So your sand filter is going to filter out all the small material and small debris in your pool. Now whenever your sand filter starts getting full with all this debris, then you're going to likely notice that your pressure gauge is going to go up. And then it's going to be time to clean this sand. To clean this sand, we do what we call a backwash. So when we run the backwash process, it's going to take all that sand in the sand filter, it's going to stir it up, and it's going to wash it, and it's going to shoot that debris out of the backwash hose along with the water. And then in order to settle this down and bring the sand back down to the bottom, then we're going to run it through a rinse cycle, and we're going to show you the steps for those. So two very important things to remember when you're doing the process of backwashing: always turn off your pump when you're moving your filter head handle. If you do not turn off your pump, the pressure can cause damage to this filter head, so always turn off your pump when turning the dial. And the second thing is, whenever you're turning the dial, try to keep in one movement. Try to keep clockwise and not switch in between clockwise and counterclockwise. This just helps your filter head last longer. So step 1 to backwashing is going to be to turn off our pump. Step 2 is going to be to turn our dial into the backwash setting. Step 3 is going to be to run our pump. And then at this point, you're going to have water shoot out your backwash hose, and you're going to have your sight glass fill with water. You're going to watch this sight glass, and you're going to see when the water starts to come clear, then that's when you're going to turn your pump back off. So after you've run your backwash cycle and your sight glass has come clean, then you're going to go on to the rinse cycle. So ensure your pump is off and move your filter head. You're going to move your handle to the rinse setting. You're going to run this for about 15 to 30 seconds, and then after you're done, you're going to turn your pump off, and you're going to reposition your filter head handle back in the filter position. Then we can turn our pump back on and continue circulation as is.